Welcome back to the 30-inch step. I am Brian Griffith, Gunnery Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, retired. Kind of messed up tonight. I had Matt McGowan, Army veteran, works for Staff Mark, has done a lot of work with Easter SEALs and Blue Star families, and we got almost an hour show done, and the sound was messed up, and it ended up being a software issue. So I had to uninstall all that software, reinstall it, tried bringing that show back up, and it was messed up. So we're going to have to do his show again at a later date. More to follow on that one. But for now, uh, I will give you a little bit of my own background. And next week, we'll be joined by Lieutenant Commander Mitch Colbert. I'm looking forward to that one. He was my junior ROTC instructor here in Cincinnati. He had retired a few years before I came through that school, and I think it'll be a good time with him next week. So I joined the Marine Corps in 2000. Several deployments out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Went on Battle Griffin detachment with 2nd Radio Battalion, and I was to Norway. That was a good time. Learned how to live in the cold. Did some mountain warfare training at the Mountain Warfare Training Center in California. Several schools in my first enlistment, and I ended up in Iraq in 2003 with Task Force Tarawa and 2nd Marine Regiment. Some scary times. Definitely, as the show goes on, you might find out some of what happened along the way on that deployment. Some of the guys that I was with, I'm still in contact with. Still a bunch of good dudes. Hopefully, y'all are watching. I think about y'all often. Second deployment to Iraq in 2004 during Operation Phantom Fury and Second Battle of Fallujah, and kind of chasing al-Zarqawi, which was the number one in Iraq at the time. And after back-to-back deployments, I decided to get out of the Marine Corps, which was a good thing at the time. I think God wanted me to take a break, but a few years later, I decided, no, I'm not done. You can't hold me back. And I ended up retiring in 2023. Several cool duty stations, a lot of good times, a lot of good Marines that I've met along the way, a lot of good service members I've met along the way. And this show is dedicated to everybody who's ever donned a uniform. And our stories, no matter how small, meek, mild, ginormous, amazing, every story counts. Every story should be told. And the 30-inch step kind of comes from marching, close order drill. It's one thing that I think all service members can get behind is we all learned how to march together, and it was typically a 30-inch step that we take as one unit. And I think the name is fitting and is a way for us to think we did it together then, why can't we do it together now? The idea of the show came from a conversation that I had with my wife's grandfather. He was a World War II ball turret gunner on the belly of a B-17 flying over Germany in 1944 and 1945. Me and him are sitting there, and he's asking me about Iraq. This is shortly after, or shortly before my deployment, 2004. So it was after we invaded Iraq in 2003. And I'm sitting there talking to him, and he's asking me these questions. And of course, I start asking him questions, and I could notice that his family was starting to kind of gather around, and you could tell most of them had not heard some of what he was talking about. But it took someone who had like experiences to extract those important stories from him. And I just happen to know what to ask. And so, sitting around a table at Dr. Arnold's house several months ago, me and him started talking about ideas that we could start talking to veterans and capture their stories and start putting together something that is a way for us to take the 30-inch step together. So when I talk to a veteran, I'm gonna talk to them about their influences, like what influenced them to join, what kind of deployments were they on, what kind of things did they have to go through that normally a human being doesn't usually go through, and then circling it back around to God, and you know what does that faith walk look like? And so all of the things that I will ask a veteran on here isn't anything that I haven't asked my friends, that I haven't asked, my family who served. So I want to be honest on here. I want to be upfront. I appreciate everything so far. The subscribership so far is nice. Um, if if you're watching, subscribe. Leave a like. Please comment. Uh, I know John Kokenauer. He's commented a few times and been like, "Oh wow, those are the kinds of things I'm looking for." Like, tell me how I'm doing. Tell me I'm doing bad. Whatever. I'll try and do better. Um, but in all seriousness, I really appreciate everybody watching. Um, keep sharing it out. Keep helping us grow this thing, and we'll keep taking a 30-inch step together. We'll see you next time on a 30-inch step.